Hello Marvel Heroes fans, a few of you have requested me to create a video on Psylocke and my kind of like gearing options or Omega system choices and so on, and I'm gladly would like to do it for you because Psylocke is my main hero. I really enjoy playing her and I think she's pretty strong depending on how you gear it, of course. But before I run you through how her boss fight is like, just a little bit of like sharing my experience is that as you know that Psylocke actually can go in stealth, and when she go on stealth she can summon like this projection for her, and that kind of like stay on for 4 seconds I think, and you can move around stealth as well, and with every time you move there will be an extra one. You can have up to 3, and all these summons have function to it. There are some power that will get buffed up when you get all these summons up. So it is important while you play this game with Psylocke to keep at least like 2 or 3 summons around so that you can buff some of her power. And it's great because she can go stealth quite easily as well. So now it's Cosmic Kurse versus Psylocke, and this is one of the harder kind of like fix because of the I have echo something I think. So there is don't worry. It's getting a bit busy right now, the screen. Freeze. Yeah, so that is just a fight whereby it's very relaxing. I mean, you see, I didn't even get panicked at all when there are like 2 frost giants around me. And it's great because you know that Psylocke is able to go stealth anytime anyway, and to get back into action just one click away, either with the assassinate, which is this button here, assassinate, you get back straight to the target wherever you are, or you can do falling lotus strike, which is like this thing here, and can go to a distance. If you have a few summon, the summon will do the strike as well. So so yeah, I mean, it's great. So it's about choosing your battle, when to fight, and so on. I'm going to do a few rounds as well, so just to give you a feel of how the gameplay is like. So this is round 2, Psylocke versus Cosmic Kurse, and oops. So I just need to make sure I can get him because sometimes it's very hard to get to Kurse. So now I'm now behind Kurse, and this is good, in good place. So I get the oops. Yeah, the other thing is that when you do assassinate, you have to be quite sure that you're hitting the target. So sometimes the assassinate would choose a target that's nearby, and then you waste the assassinate. The very powerful one power on some of the ads that's been summoned up. If there's a chance whereby I miss, I usually would prefer to make sure that I'm hitting the boss at the melee range before I do an assassinate. But the great thing about Psylocke is that there's constantly a lot of thinking behind it, because ability like this one, the terminals.Combine, which is my spender itself, is it hit harder when you use a stealth power within 6 seconds. And okay, maybe here is a clearer picture to tell you about this feature here, this one here. So you have to constantly think like when did I use a stealth power, and stealth power is just a dash. Like you can dash out, you can get a stealth as well because the dash has a stealth tag to it. So every 6 seconds you have to keep the stealth on, and it's the buff. And then she has this assassinate, which is one of my favorite power that looks like the 2-man here. Yep, the assassinate here is an execution, so depending on the target's health remaining, and within 2 seconds of breaking stealth, I'll get 100%. So what I usually do is I will do a psionic projection first, so make sure that I'm on stealth before I execute this assassinate to give 100%, which is quite a lot. I mean, look at this one. I mean, even before it is buffed up, it's 204,000. I mean, imagine when you do a stealth, and then with the execution, I mean, this is a really good power to really think about. So So yeah, I mean that is one to think about. The other one that I like to use as an opener that you have seen before is I use the vortex as well as the assault. The vortex does vulnerability, so it's important I debuff them with and also because it grouped the enemies in one location. So for melee build, for actually Psylocke's build, it's important to group them into one place and then land the Psionic Assault, which I max it because it gives you a damage over time. So it's both vulnerability debuff as well as the weakening as well. So I mean, with Psylocke, it's a lot of thinking because all this has a timer to it. It gives you the kind of like 7 to 8 seconds, and damage over time it's like 10 seconds. But within 6 seconds of stealth, you have to keep it up, and then then you have the Falling Lotus Strike as well, which is for 6 seconds, and this one has a cooldown for 4 seconds. So it's kind of like, if you were trying to work your rotation, it kind of drive you crazy. But a lot of time, what I do is that when I get out of the boss zone, I will, since I can't do anything, I attack the boss. While waiting for an opportunity, I debuff the boss and I dive in again. So it's really exciting in that context. So I'll run a few more boss. I mean, maybe 1 or 2, just to show you how farming other terminals it's really easy. I'll show you. So one of my favorite boss to farm is Kingpin, and what I do, I'll open it with a few, projection, do a debuff, come in, and then after that I just like keep hitting and go debuff, and then signature, and I mean that's it. Blue Eye doesn't even come out. I mean, okay, he may have come out, but what can he do, right? So I mean, I could have started the signature a little bit earlier as well, because I wanted burst damage towards the end just to be safe, but yeah, I mean, she's really strong, and that's it. That's Kingpin, and also for other bosses like Taskmaster is really fast as well. I can show you as well. So this is Taskmaster, and usually I create a few projection and then debuff, go in, and then signature and execute, execute, and that's it. I mean, I don't even need to do anything else. And I mean, yeah, I mean, she's really strong, and maybe just to continue talking about her build is that if you look at this entire build that I have, I've put a lot of point on this psionic projection because it has this passive effect that is very nice. Your shadow decoys can actually mimic your power. So when you do dash, or when you do things like the Falling Lotus Strike or the Assassinate, what it does is that it'll add the power on top of it. So if you have three of them on, then you have extra damage to that as well. So that is great stuff. Assassinate, I mentioned about it, so I'm not going to repeat that. I talk about the Falling Lotus Strike as well, which is the one that all the decoy will then fly onto a target, and that is also one of the power that I use to draw myself onto the boss. This one is the toggle. Now this is very interesting. Psylocke, you can build Psylocke in 2 ways, either as a hybrid between physical and mental, or you can use this toggle, which I do, to toggle the all her physical power in mental. The reason why I've decided, although in my previous videos I do advise people that use hybrid if possible, but that is also because a lot of heroes are underpowered, and with hybrid gear you can make it on par with other heroes. But for Psylocke, it's not the case. Psylocke is really strong to start with, and if your Omega points is below 5,000, it doesn't really matter too much whether you go for Psylocke, whether you go hybrid or pure mental, because within 5,000 Omega point, you probably have filled up the entire what you want to pick from the hybrid tree. You already get all the nooks. However, once you go beyond 5,000 until like for me hitting this closing to the 7,000 mark, then you realize that besides picking the plus energy, which will benefit her mental, you actually have a lot of opportunity to exploit on those +1 fighting as well, and it is really great. It makes her really strong, and I'll talk a little bit about Omega system here, but later. But I believe that Omega system actually in favor of the mental damage as well as melee. So that's why it's a good toggle to be on. I talk about the this single target spender, which is Kurse terminals.Combine. I talk about the okay. So this is more of the crowd control breaker, which every hero of mine will have it. As for the telepathic tree, I have this psionic assault, which I max it because I like the damage over time layer. I think as a rule of thumb, any hero that you have, if you see a damage over time, most likely is something useful that you should consider. As for the vortex, it's just for utility. I group the mobs together. I give the invulnerability debuff, and that's about it. I don't need more than that, more points than that. Then we have this passive that help her with her defense rating. I don't think she has a defense problem. I mean, you've seen how she works. Even if a lot of fall dry, even with all the power, cosmic, everything, she lives. So not to worry about it. She can drop off, so 1 point is enough. And then her signature is very nice. The aerial butterflies is one that give a chance to restore spirit and restore health. So I use this a lot because I use this to recover spirit. And also because of my Omega system, I bias towards I'm actually working towards the plus energy. Because this is a mental build. I also have the benefit of reducing a lot of this power cost to very low. Like my single target spender is about 10 spirit cost. I think it would have been higher if you don't have a high Omega point on this plus energy. So and this butterfly will then help her to recover spirit. So I don't even need the River of the Soul, which I used to have. So that is the very much the power tree that I've my choice. As far as gear choice is concerned, she is one of the hero that is the easiest to gear. Gearing her do not, at least for me, I do not require to put a lot of effort in farming certain items and so on. Although I do have some quite nice artifact for her. So I have this kung fu training sequence, which I think in retrospect, as I think through Psylocke, I probably would like to replace this one with a higher, better artifact. But she's already so good, so I just leave it there. It gives me a defense rating, but her defense is not bad to start with, like 43%. It's about there anyway. In this game, defense stat is rubbish, so you don't really need to gear for it. Then I have this one, which is the Agamotto. I think a lot of people just throw it away. However, if for Psylocke, I mean, it gives you the mental damage rating, and when it's below 40%, negate damage for 10 seconds and so on, which is alright. I mean, these are really good things to have. And I like the mental damage rating there, although it's not as high as some of the physical power hero that they have on the crystal. Maybe that like 500 and so on, but that's good. I mean, mental damage is good. I always like the white suit jacket in many of my classes heroes, because all the 3 relevant stats, and the damage rating is not bad as well, 500 plus. The health is close to 2,000, so a lot of people don't think too highly of this artifact. I like to have it if you savor with it. I mean, I've got quite a nice health pool as well. Then the one that I think make all the difference is this dangerous AI chip. It has 300 odd mental damage rating, and then I have this 60 mental damage rating that can step up to 5 times. So if you do the maths, if you do the maths, is that you actually add up to quite a fair bit of about close to 600 plus mental damage rating once you start playing Psylocke. And also the very interesting thing is that when you take mental damage, it's like all the damage over time stuff that is on the ground and so on, you actually gain defense rating against it. So a lot of people ask, can this so and so hero be strong enough to withstand all this weird stuff on the ground and so on so forth. The answer is not what the hero is. The answer is your gear. I mean, how you gear a hero, what kind of gear you step onto it. So this is one of them. Relax is crit damage rating. That's no brainer, because for Psylocke, her crit is actually pretty high. If you look at so melee is about 47.4, but the mental is about 48.2. So these are pretty good. I mean, consider all things. These are pretty good stats as well. And the as far as the for the rune word is concerned, I mentioned that I used to have River of the Soul because I used to have a lot of like a spirit problem, but you know, I've since then I replaced it with a low-key God of Mischief. But I think because that is this rune word actually work better for Psylocke. It has this +1 to all power, +1 to signature, +1 to ultimate, and her ultimate is pretty good as well. So you know. And her power duration is great because she has so many, you know, various damage over time or buff and so on. So yeah, that's why I have it. Gungnir for her legendary, I don't think there are other options, you know. And to be safe, you never know what the game is going to do. Today maybe mental is the way to go. Maybe some days later I have to switch to something else. So I don't know. So Gungnir is a safe choice. For Ring, I think, you know, that's fine. But whatever you have, I take it. Oh, by the way, I actually buff my melee because my main damage output is actually from the Kurse as well as the you know, this one is the DOT as well as assassinate. So all these are melee. So you know, gearing Psylocke is a little bit tricky because she has both melee and range. You know, and if you play hybrid, both energy, and she has summon as well. So whoa. As far as her unique is concerned, it's all her ones are, I think her ones are pretty well designed, and so you know, there's nothing much to comment about her unique. I think you just get all her unique, and you are in a safe choice. Costume core, it's interesting because I use the hit live on hit, and not many hero can do live on hit because they rely a lot on the 25, meaning that the health regen and the spirit regen. For Psylocke, I don't have that problem. It is great because I don't need to keep hitting like mech hit just to proc. You know, I think it's stupid. Then you know, I use the melee power as well because, like I said, I want to buff my melee, and the crit damage rating is all I have for all heroes except Rocket Raccoon or Summoners. For insignia, I think you have a lot of choices to make. I'm not going to say which is best and so on. This is only my personal choice. The reason why I want this is that although I buff a lot on melee, I also want to think about my other power, like the vortex, like the assault, like the butterflies and so on. So you know, those, like the butterflies, both area and range. So I want to have some buff to that area as well. You know, because in this game, balance is key. So you know, this insignia is very unique because it buff melee, range and area, cover everything that I have, so I'm happy. Nothing much to talk about on that end. And I mean, these are just pet stats that I'm trying to stack up, and my fighting and energy are both at 15 and 16, so I would say, you know, that's pretty decent. So the last thing I'd like to talk about is the Omega system. A lot of people are very interested in that part as well because I think all the secret comes from this Omega system. Spin tag is, you know, you take 10 and be happy about it. Nothing on this one for Psylocke. Okay, so the reason why I say Omega system is actually favor mental damage is that you look at this tree over here. I think although you look at this one, you know, +10 energy seems to benefit both mental damage hero as well as energy. However, because of all these things that come along with it, like this one here is a base mental damage, right? And then this one deal mental power, and then you have this, right? And after that, this one also mental damage, mental attack. So, you know, if you are a energy player or hero, then you know this is not very optimized because you keep putting 1 point on this and you waste a lot of, like, you know, stuff along the way. You probably would take this one instead, which is the plus energy somewhere here instead. But then, you know, the rest of the two stats are not really there's one that's a plus energy. So yeah, I mean that is one option. There's plus space energy, so you know that not really. Oh, sorry, this one is plus energy. But then, you know, the rest of the two stats are very defensive, and defense is used. I mean, I don't buy defense. But if you're an energy player, then you know, there's nothing much you can do. But mental is wonderful. All these things are very applicable to your hero. All these are mental damage. Like only this one is both, mental and energy, and that's why I don't go deep on this one or deeper than this one. The main reason I want to pick this one, right? So all these are very nice. I picked this one as well, especially for Psylocke, because she has those summon construct, so it will benefit the summon as well. Nothing on this one, however, I've been eyeing on this guy here. I think once I get to it, but I have other things in mind. The Guild Suppression is when you buff your brutal strike rating, need no introduction. Wonderful as a melee, because then you can take the crit damage rating as well. So that's why I say melee and mental is wonderful for this Omega system. And nothing on this one. And this is wonderful because here is that when you hit melee, you gain crit damage rating as well. So add that with that melee. I mean, this whole Omega system is designed very much towards melee as well. I think. I mean, I can't find the equivalent in range. I mean, there are range stuff going on, but it's not as great as this one. Then I have this one. It gives me the brutal strike, all the brutal, as well as the health regen as well. But health regen portion is very low, so I don't really mind of all these things. The one that I'm working towards right now is the plus fighting, because although I could have get the other note for the brutal, but fighting itself has brutal as well, and I rather increase my base as well. Base increase is very important, not just like just too fixated on the crit damage or too fixated on the brutal as well. You have to work on your base as well in some sense. So because everything scale up. So yeah, I mean that is all I have. Yeah, I mean that's all I have. I think this one you can just pause and take a look at this. I mean, I really enjoy playing Psylocke, and I hope that you can give her a try. I think some are frustrated with Psylocke in some way. I do not quite understand. But playing Psylocke, like I said, is about timing. It's very important that you have all the timing in your mind. That is it 6 seconds yet? Is it going to be 7 seconds yet? Is it going to be like reapply this 10 seconds yet, and so on and so forth. So you have to time it pretty well on when you do certain things, and try to keep her construct to like 3 of them, in as much as possible to have 3 of them running around, because they give buff some of the power as well. Be cognizant about when you do stealth and when you go for the kill, because assassinate is a wonderful thing, but also don't hit the assassinate on the wrong target, because if you have a few spawns around the boss, then very likely your medium brutal strike will hit on some random normal target as a waste. So you require a lot of thinking as well. So anyway, I hope this video is useful. I really enjoy Psylocke, and if you have any question on Psylocke, any request one from me, just drop me a comment and so on. So thanks for watching, and enjoy your evening, and enjoy Psylocke. Bye.